Clay Patton on the Rural Radio Network as we start to check in on how fall harvest is happening around our listening region. We head into northwest Iowa where we get to talk now with David Ericson of Ag Optimist. Of course, we talk with David on our closing livestock and closing markets on a daily basis. But Dave, you have firsthand experience with what's happening on the harvest field. Your family's still involved in production agriculture. So kind of give us first that general overview. How has harvest went up into here in the early part of fall?
Well, as of right now, harvest around this area has come to a screeching halt, as most areas have gotten anywhere between 2 to 3 inches of rain. But I would say prior to the rain, I would say that anywhere between 50 and 70% of the beans are out here, right here locally. If you go a little further north, it seems like they got a little more of a jump on the bean harvest. Things just kind of turned a little faster for them. So most of the beans are out, and as you get into kind of southern Minnesota, and kind of the same story over in eastern Iowa. Most of the beans are out, and you're looking probably anywhere between 20 and 40% of the corn being done. Here locally, I would peg about 10% of the corn being done, and most of that being stuff that was taken out prior to the bean harvest, and most of that was used for feed, whether it was wet corn that was going to be ground up for feed or silage that was chopped also for feed.
The 2023 growing season has definitely had its own unique set of challenges. Did you guys experience any streaks of dryness or anything that you're getting to see that impact now come fall harvest?
I would say a pretty prolonged stretch of hot and dry weather, and I think that is really starting to show up, and I'll kind of speak to both major crops around here. On the bean side of things, those top pods just didn't fill out with beans, and the beans that did fill out are mostly pretty small. So you're seeing a huge variability in the yields, and talking with a lot of producers, I'm hearing anywhere between 25 bushels an acre all the way up to 75 bushels an acre, just kind of depending on the area that you were in and how much rain that you got. And I would say overall, most people are probably 10 to 15 bushels less than they were a year ago on the bean side of things. One thing that we're starting to see, and it's really starting to become evident here as we've experienced some higher winds over the past couple of weeks, is the stalk quality on the corn it looks to be pretty poor in those areas where I mentioned earlier that corn had been taken out either for silage or if somebody combined a little bit of wet corn and kind of taking the end rows off. You're starting to see some stand issues, and I think that's going to continue as we progress through harvest.
Definitely a lot of things that farmers are going to be keeping an eye on. Well, David, I understand right now, rain delay, guys are going to have to let fields dry back out. But what's your thoughts and timelines? If weather cooperates, how much longer will harvest go on this fall?
I would say around here locally, I would say give it another week, and the majority of the beans are going to be out, a week after we're able to get back in and get after it. And then I would say, anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks on the corn side of things. That probably puts us somewhere in mid-November, mid to late November. I would say before Thanksgiving, most things will be wrapped up.
We're talking with David Ericson of Ag Optimist. He's one of our daily brokers that we feature, but as well, a family in production agriculture, giving us a firsthand look at how harvest is in northwest Iowa, there in southern Minnesota. David, before I let you go, want to make sure maybe any important information I've overlooked or final or closing thoughts for us?
No, I think that, the harvest has been a good one so far. And this rain, even though it's kind of slowing down the harvest progress, I think it is really important for the 2024 crop because the soils were really dry, and this rain has come down pretty nicely. Looking forward to the corn. Once we get done with the beans, as a lot of the corn that I've heard being harvested is probably just a touch above expectations. So yeah, looking forward to that, and I just wish everyone a safe harvest and get to the finish line.
Again, David Erickson. If you'd like to know more on the ag marketing side of it, you can always check it out, agoptimist.com, or catch David's closing livestock commentary on a daily basis in the afternoon on the Rural Radio Network. It is a harvest update here on the Rural Radio Network.